Hey y'all, Merry Christmas! It is Christmas baking time at Plate Liquors. Y'all, you ain't never seen, it's like a commercial bakery in here at Christmas time. I told y'all get ready for it. So this is the week that it happens. I'm making about 60 different little gift boxes for our clients, some of our vendors, for our employees, people at my church, and then family if there's any left over. But each box is going to have, I don't know, somewhere between 8 to 10 different varieties of cookies and candies in it. But I try to start different stuff. So I made 8 batches of hot honey Chex Mix last night. Right now we're going to make some simple, easy fudge. Okay, this is 3 ingredients. So all we're doing is 1 batch of fudge is 3 cups of chocolate chips, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. We put it on the stove and melt it till it's almost melted. We add in a teaspoon of vanilla, and then we stir it until it's completely melted, and we put it in a parchment lined pan. It calls for 8-inch pan. I only have 9, so mine will be a little bit thinner, but it's fine because they got so much more stuff in this box. If it's a little bit thinner, it's not gonna matter. I am doubling this batch. I wouldn't do more than 2 batches at a time because it's hard to stir and mix up. So when you're stirring it, you want to stir it until it kind of gets shiny. It'll be dull, and when it's almost ready, it'll be shiny, and that's when we put it in our pans. So let's get started, y'all. Double batch. So we need 6 of these cups of, you can use milk chocolate or semi-sweet. 3. I'm using semi-sweet. 4. 5. 6, and I had the great big bags in like Sam's Club. I think it's 18 ounces in the bag. And then 1 can of sweetened condensed milk per batch. So I have 2 of those. Get your rubber spatula so you get it all out. Now look, when you're making fudge or mixing fudge, you don't want to use a metal or even a rubber spatula. The best thing for fudge, don't ask me why. It's got to be a reason, but the best thing is a wooden spoon. Okay, so we're going to mix it up with a wooden spoon. I'm just using this to get all the goodies out this can. Look, I love old-fashioned fudge. My grandma used to make the best fudge. It was one of my favorite things was my grandma's fudge. And, you know, the deal was back then, don't make it on a rainy day because the humidity won't let it sit up, all that. This is foolproof. Now, the other foolproof y'all might have made is the one with the carnation evaporated milk and marshmallow fluff. But y'all, that's a lot of ingredients, and it's very expensive just for the fudge. Now, if I was just giving somebody some fudge, I might make that. But because we're making so many different things, the fudge, it's not that big a difference. This is creamy, and it is delicious, y'all. I've made this so many times. That's it. We're going to come over here to the stove, and I'm going to get to stirring. I'm not going to make y'all wait while I stir this up. I'll come back with you once I've basically got it kind of mixed up, and we get ready to pour it in our pans. I'll show y'all. I'll kind of pan across. Don't look at kind of everything sitting around, y'all, because I don't have a commercial kitchen. All right, I told y'all it's going to be like a commercial bakery, but I don't have a commercial size kitchen. Can y'all see over there? So these pans right here, these are completely full with Chex Mix, 3 of them. And these 2 over here, I'll be on to show y'all how to do these, but I've got mixing these, 1 for Kahlua balls and 1 for spiced rum balls. And those are no bake. So what I typically do, now I'll just stand right here and talk to y'all, though y'all are crooked. Sorry about that. What I typically do is, you know, cookies, the cookies I make are usually the smaller ones. They take 8 to 10 minutes per batch. And I can put 2 trays in my oven. I actually have a double oven, and the top one has 1 rack. So I can cook 3 at a time. But it's still 8 to 10 minutes. So in between, I'll do things like the fudge or I'll make the balls, because those are no bakes. So I'll, kind of multitask. Like last night, while the Chex Mix, so with Chex Mix, y'all, you have to put it in the pan and put it in a 250 oven, and you cook it for an hour. But mine is hot honey Chex Mix, so I have to do mine for an hour and a half. So every 15 minutes, you pull it out and stir it and put it back. So I had to do that like 6 times last night per batch. So anyway, it took a while. But in between all that is when I ground up all my cookies and pecans for my 2 different Kahlua and Spice Rum Balls. But anyway, I will be back once our fudge has melted up. Okay? Hey, I just wanted to show y'all this is melting. I've just got it on medium low, so it takes it a little while. But I want you to see kind of how dull that looks. It's just kind of dull looking. So once this is ready and I stir it, all that is going to be a shiny color, and that's how you know when your fudge is ready, when it turns shiny. So we'll be back. All right, and y'all see how this is starting to get shiny right here? That's what you're looking for. I know I'm bouncing it all around, but the shiny is what we want. So I'm going to stir this a little bit, like 2 or 3 more times, just to kind of mix it up. And then I'm going to pour it into our 2 pans. And you have to, it's super thick, y'all. I'm trying to hold the pan and do this to show you. But it's thick. It is super thick. But you pour it into the pan the best you can. And then you just take a rubber spatula and spread it out. And I'll show y'all what it looks like when I'm done pouring it in the pan. Alright, you guys. So I've got it in the pan. I wanted to just show you kind of how it looks. See how it's just like in there, and it's so all we're gonna do is take this spatula. Can y'all see this at all from where you are? Think I didn't have room before in my kitchen? Y'all being here today with everything I got going on. Anywho, we're just flattening it out with this spatula. And then y'all, when I start to cut this, I take it out of the pan and I trim off, because these pans have kind of rounded edges. So I take it out and I square them up. So I cut it just a little bit, and I enjoy the trimmings. But I cut it up, the edges, so everything's square. So all my little pieces of fudge will be the same size. It just makes it, kind of look better. Okay, so this is just so fast and easy. The hardest part's stirring it in the pan. Works your muscles out, y'all. Works your muscles out. Y'all, I've already got a prescription of prednisone waiting on me, because once I make all of these different cookies and things, my hands get so swollen. You think about the cookie thing that I'm back and forth with to make so many cookies, and all this stirring and doing, it takes a toll on the inflammation. I don't care who you are. It's just a lot to get done in a short amount of time by yourself, because I also have to, once I get all the cookies made, y'all, I have to take them and put them in the little individual bags and stuff. So each type of cookie gets put in a real pretty little, decorative bag before it goes into the gift box. So it takes a little while to get it all done. But it's alright, because I enjoy it. This is fun to me. And I enjoy that people get to have them some little homemade sweets for Christmas, because some people don't ever get that kind of thing. Like our guys, they don't get this homemade stuff. A lot of them are single guys, and, they don't just get this kind of stuff. So I love to be able to give them. All right, there it is, our pan of fudge. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. And then it's going to sit, it's going to take it probably 4 hours to sit and kind of cool off. But anyway, that's it for the fudge, y'all. I can come back when I'm ready to cut it and show you the end. See you on the next recipe very shortly. All right, y'all, the fudge is done. It is set. We're going to take it out, and I'm going to show you how I cut it. And we're going to pan it up. get it ready. So the first thing we need to do is trim the edges, because I want all my pieces to be even, and I don't want the little rounded edges here or all this little crinkly part on the side. So we'll trim that off, and then you get to eat the scraps, right? That's what I call them, little scraps. But we're going to be even, and all of our fudge will be the same size in our little gift boxes. It just looks nicer. Y'all remember, especially with a gift, you want, you know, you eat with your eyes first. So we want these things to be beautiful and tasty. See, we just cut off some tiny little edges. No big deal. And now it's all straight. Except it's not straight on my parchment. And if it's not straight on the parchment, it might like play a trick on my eyes that I don't get it straight. So I could just do it on my cutting board, but I don't really want to mess up the cutting board when I already have the parchment here. So you're going to come halfway. We're going to cut it in quarters. Okay. Get you a good sharp knife to do this. And sometimes you might have to, you know, wrench your knife, but this thing's coming off clean, y'all. Coming off clean. Let's look at, can y'all see this? So we're just quartering it. I like this knife. This is my roast beef knife. All right, and then we're going to take each little quarter. I'm going to try to do it together, but I might not be able to. And we're going to cut these in thirds. Because I'm trying to get, and I just make a little bitty slit at the top to see if it's in thirds, and it is. No. Okay. We're going to have 36 pieces of fudge out of each batch. And then, once you have those quarters in thirds, we will come back in and cut them in thirds the other way. Okay. It's not perfect, but it sure is close, y'all. Bet you if you get a ruler out, it's going to be pretty close. You can eyeball it. If you've been doing things a while, if you're good at measuring, you can eyeball it. It's close enough. All right, then we can turn it, or I can move to the other side. I usually move to the other side, but we're going to just do this. All right, we're cutting them in thirds again. All right. When y'all cook, do y'all have Christmas music on? I have YouTube playing Christmas music over here, and I like my country Christmas. So that's what I'm listening to. I'm trying to get like country music videos, so it's just something to kind of watch out the side of my eye when I'm not videoing. And trust me, y'all would not want me to keep this long video going, because it's, you know, when you're baking a lot of Christmas cookies and candy like I am, it's repetition. Like I made the 6 boxes of cake box cookies. Really, they're like double chocolate espresso cookies. That's what's sitting over here. I've got, let's see, 280 in one batch and 84 in another batch of just those. I made 28 dozen cookies yesterday, y'all. And 2 things of fudge. So this sat overnight. So here's what our fudge looks like. Just little, you know, cubes of fudge. Perfect size for a little gift box. I'm going to bring the other one out. I'm going to do the same thing. I've got a little pan right here. And I'm going to layer it in there. And then I've got parchment paper. And once I get one layer, I'll put the parchment paper and do another layer. And I can keep doing that with more parchment paper. So anyway, that's it, folks. That's our fudge. Let's see how it tastes. You want to? Remember, this was 3 ingredients. bag of chocolate chips, 12 ounce, a can of sweetened condensed milk, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Let's see how it is. Creamy, chocolatey. It's delicious. If you wanted to, just semi-sweet, you could use milk chocolate. You could put walnuts in it. You could put pecans in it. Whichever way you want to roll with your fudge. But it's yummy. See ya on the next cookie round.